Hello! Welcome to today's video blog. Today's video blog is going to be part 2 of the look at my keeper shelf, and it is going to be a multi-part series where I go through the books that have made it to my keeper shelf, and I tell you a little bit about them and recommend them to you because they are books that have lasted and moved with me from place to place that I do not want to part with because their stories have captured me and captured my heart, and they will stay on my keeper shelf. The first is the first of one of my sister's favorite series. I think my favorite series, if I had to pick, was the first series, Flowers in the Attic. But my second is Heaven. And I heard they're making a movie. You know how they made the movies from Flowers in the Attic? They made Flowers in the Attic, Petals on the Wind, If There Be Thorns, and Seeds of Yesterday, and they made them into the Lifetime movies that came out, and loved those. There are people who didn't like them, and that's fine. They're just wrong, and they just have to make peace with the fact that they're wrong. Lifetime did an amazing job with them. And so I heard that they're also going to be tackling the Heaven series next, and I'm so excited. So let's read the back blurb, in case you don't know. Of all the folks in the mountain shacks, the Castiles were the lowest, the scum of the hills. Heaven Lee Castile was the prettiest, smartest girl in the backwoods, despite her ragged clothes and dirty face, despite a father meaner than 10 vipers, despite her weary stepmother, who worked her like a mule. For her brother Tom and the little ones, Heaven clung to her pride and her hopes. Someday they'd get away and show the world that they were decent, fine, and talented, worthy of love and respect. Then Heaven's stepmother ran off, and her wicked, greedy father had a scheme, a vicious scheme, that threatened to destroy the precious dream of Heaven and the children forever. And of course, it has that insert cover that we all love in the V.C. Andrews books. And yeah, it's my second favorite series next to the Flowers in the Attic. So good. So good. So I'm very much looking forward to when they make the movies from these. Very, very much looking forward to that. Next one is Julia Quinn's The Duke and I. I have quite a few Julia Quinn books on my keeper shelf because I love her. She does amazing. She's a historical romance author. And no clinch cover, but it's on the back. She's a historical romance author, and she does wonderful romance mixed in with humor, sort of in the same way that Victoria Alexander does. So, is that the little snippet? Okay. The blurb is actually on the inside. Okay. So, has the devastating Duke finally found a bride? All the society papers say so, but only the Duke of Hastings and his intended know the truth, for the irresistible Simon Bassett has hatched a plan to keep himself free from all those marriage-minded society mothers by pretending an attachment to the lovely Daphne Bridgerton. After all, it isn't as if the brooding rogue has any real plans to marry, though there is something about the alluring mist that sets Simon's heart beating a bit faster. And as for Daphne, surely the clever debutante will attract some very worthy suitors now that it seems a duke has declared her desirable. But as Daphne waltzes across ballroom after ballroom with Simon, she soon forgets that their courtship is a complete sham. Maybe it's the mesmerizing look in his intense blue eyes, or the way she feels in his strong arms, but somehow Daphne is falling for the dashing Duke, for real. Daphne is falling, and now she has to do the impossible and keep herself from losing her heart and soul completely to the handsome Hellraiser who has sworn off marriage forever. I love those fake engagement stories. I love them as much as I love marriage of convenience stories. They make me so happy, and this one is so good. I completely recommend it. Yeah. However, if you were to ask me which Julia Quinn book is my favorite, it would be this next one. When He Was Wicked by Julia Quinn. And yes, we have an insert cover. This one, I'm going to read you the back blurb. In every life, there's a turning point. A moment so tremendous, so sharp and breathtaking that one knows one's life will never be the same. From Michael Sterling, London's most infamous rake, that moment came the first time he laid eyes on Francesca Bridgerton. After a lifetime of chasing women, of smiling slyly as they chased him, of allowing himself to be caught but never permitting his heart to become engaged, he took one look at Francesca Bridgerton and fell so fast and hard into love it was a wonder he managed to remain standing. Unfortunately for Michael, however, Francesca's surname was to remain Bridgerton for only a mere 36 hours longer. The occasion of their meeting was lamentably a supper celebrating her imminent wedding to his cousin. But that was then. Now Michael is the Earl and Francesca is free, but she still thinks of him as nothing other than her dear friend and confidant. Michael dares not speak to her of his love until one dangerous night, when she steps innocently into his arms, and passion proves stronger than even the most wicked of secrets. Y'all! This book, I loved this book so much. He's in the friend zone, and she gets married, and then her husband dies, and he's there for her, and all the while secretly in love with her, and it's just beautiful. Oh, I love this book so, so much. I completely, oh my god, #1 Julia Quinn book ever. Ever. Next is a Harlequin historical, Mary Burton's The Lightkeeper's Woman. And I think Mary Burton actually passed away a year or two ago. I could be wrong. I'm sorry if I'm wrong and you're still alive. But I remember some author, female author, Burton, died a few years ago. The Lightkeeper's Woman. I don't remember much about this book, but their passion had burned too brightly to survive. But faced with wedding another, Alana Peterson was determined to reignite any smoldering embers of desire Caleb Pitt might still harbor for her. Would her brawny captain, now a solitary lighthouse keeper, rescue her from a sea of regrets, or had tragedy both public and private sunk any hopes for a lasting love? Caleb Pitt had once believed love was eternal as the sea, for Anna Patterson had promised him forever, but despite her vows, she left him to drown in disgrace. Now years later she appeared on a storm-tossed wave, beautiful as a siren and just as seductive. Yeah, I don't remember much about this book, but like it says, I remember Caleb being very, there was something happened between them, and I don't remember what it was, but it was enough for, him to hate her, I believe. And then, she comes to him for help, and he's very, he's very mean to her, very cold, and just, I remember loving this book so very, very, very much. So Mary Burton's The Lightkeeper's Woman. I cannot speak. So, recommend that one for sure. And, oh, I love me, my Harlequin Presents. And I love me, my Penny Jordan. And it's Captive at the Sicilian Billionaire's Command, which is that's just everything. We have billionaires, we have Sicilians, we have Penny Jordan. This is perfection. Let's read the back. Captured by the Sicilian for his bidding and betting. Rocco Leopardi's demand is non-negotiable. Julie Simmons must bring his little nephew to Sicily so the child may take his rightful place as a Leopardi. At first, Rocco thought Julie would be a gold digger, of course, but her unexpected innocence is arousing, because there are no virgin gold diggers, apparently. When it's proved that Julie is actually the boy's aunt, the sensual Sicilian changes the rules of the game. He's got more than one good reason to keep this inexperienced waif captive and make her his wife. I don't remember much about this book, but I remember that I loved it, so I recommend it to you. Petty Jordan's Captive at the Sicilian Billionaire's Command, a Harlequin Presents novel. So that is going to be the end of this video blog, and that was part 2 at the part 2 of the Look at My Keeper Shelf series. Thank you for those of you who enjoyed part 1 and were looking forward to more of this series. I hope you will keep enjoying them, and let me know which one of those that you guys read and which ones you guys enjoyed and all that good stuff. Follow me on Twitter at twitter.com/authorejamie. Like my Facebook page at facebook.com/authorejamie, and I will talk to you guys next time. Bye!